$20,885 is my conservative estimate of how much my leadership education has cost me so far, not including the time spent reading, designing, and teaching classes on this. And I'm about to teach you the 8 core principles in the next few minutes for free. The same core principles appear in every framework, every book, every course. They just use different language, but it's the same fundamentals. So with that said, let's get into it. Principle number 1 is to lean into your power. You are not all powerful, and you are not powerless. You have some power, but most people live in one of 2 extremes. For me, some circumstances bring out both extremes at the same time. Either we believe we control everything, every outcome, every person, every variable, or we believe we control nothing. And that's where we live our lives as victims, blown away by whatever happens. But both of these are lies. The truth is much simpler. You cannot control everything, but you can control some things. And that something is where your power lives. Good leaders lean into their power. They focus on what they can actually do something about. Their attitude, their effort, their response, their decisions. They stop wasting energy on what they can't control. You can be proactive all day long, but if you don't know where you're going, you're just being powerful in the wrong direction. And that's where principle number 2 comes in. Lead with vision. Before you do anything, know what the end looks like. You see, most people jump straight into execution. And even though I know these things, I still do this. We will start meetings without knowing what success looks like. We launch projects without a clear picture of the finish line. We work hard, but we're not working towards anything specific. Vision is not optional, it's essential. For every task, every project, every goal, you need to ask yourself, what does the end look like? What does success actually mean here? If this goes perfectly, what will we have accomplished? And this applies to everything. A project, a conversation, your week, your year, your business, your parenting, your marriage, your life. If we don't know where we're going, every road looks like the right one. And unfortunately, we'll end up somewhere we never intended to be. But vision without prioritization is just wishful thinking. Because if everything is important, then nothing is. And that leads us to principle number 3. Never sacrifice the important for the urgent. Prioritize the most important things and never sacrifice them on the altar of the urgent. This is where most people fail, including myself, regularly. And it's not because we're lazy, but because we're busy with emails, busy with meetings, busy putting out fires. And while we're running around being productive, the things that actually matter, strategy, relationships, rest, family, those get pushed to the side. Urgent things, those demand our attention. But important things deserve our attention. And the most important work we do as leaders is the work that doesn't scream at us. It's the work that builds the future. It's the work that protects what matters most. Here's the million-dollar question. Are you spending your time on what's urgent or on what's important? But prioritizing alone won't save you, not if you're stuck in a zero-sum mindset. Before we jump into that, I know what's going to happen. You're going to watch this video, feel good about it, and then not know where to go. So I made something for you. It's called the 8 things great leaders do daily that average leaders skip. It has all of these 8 principles, and it has practical tools to use this and a daily checklist you can actually use. It's free. The link is in the description. The QR code is on the screen. Grab it if you'd like. Going back to principle number 4, play the infinite game. Life is not a zero-sum game. It's not you versus them. It's you and them, working together towards something bigger. Most leaders operate with a scarcity mindset. I often feel this tension myself. I think if you win, I'm gonna lose. And if I get what I want, you don't get what you want. So I end up competing. Sadly, when we do this as humans, we hoard, we protect. But the truth is, the best leaders, they play an infinite game where everyone can win. They literally think in a win-win mindset. They find solutions where everyone benefits. They understand that collaboration beats competition every single time. This is not about being soft, it's about being strategic. Because when we help others win, we create loyalty, we build trust, we unlock potential we didn't even know existed. Practically, the shift for you is to stop competing with others and start competing with yourself. The goal isn't to beat someone else, it's to get better every single day. The infinite game mindset only works if you can actually communicate what you need and want after listening to what others need and want, which leads us to principle number 5. Listen first, then communicate clearly. Most leaders and humans do this backwards. I'm guilty of this myself. I'll talk first, I'll explain, I'll defend, I'll convince. And then I'm left wondering why nobody feels heard. People don't care what you know until they know that you care. It's not just waiting for your turn to talk. This is real listening, the kind where you're trying to understand and not just respond. And then once you've listened, you communicate clearly. You say what needs to be said. You set expectations. You name reality. You lead with clarity. But it starts with listening. Always. But even if you listen well and communicate clearly, you'll hit a ceiling if you're trying to do everything alone. Which leads us to principle 6. Understand that a poor team beats a great solo player. A poor team will accomplish more than a great individual player every single time. Most people struggle, including myself, to accept this because we love a good superhero story. We like to be applauded or the one who can do it all. We tend to think, if I want it done right, I have to do it myself. So we'll micromanage, we hold on to tasks, and eventually we become the bottleneck. But here's the reality. We are not the hero of our business or our team. You know who the hero is? Our team. And the moment you embrace that, the moment you start building, developing, and empowering your team, you unlock exponential growth. One person, no matter how talented, has limits. A team, on the other hand, a team multiplies capacity. A team creates momentum. A team scales what you could never scale alone. We need to stop trying to be the hero, and instead we need to start building the team. But building a team doesn't matter if you're running on empty, because you can't lead others well if you're not leading yourself well. Which leads us to principle number 7. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, your mind, your body, your emotions, your spiritual life. Here's what most people and leaders, and myself, forget. You are the most important asset that you have in this world. It's not your product, it's not your strategy, it's you. And if we don't tend to ourselves, we will fail to give our best to everyone around us. We cannot lead with clarity if our mind is exhausted. We can't lead with energy if our body is depleted. We cannot lead with empathy if our emotions are numb because we deny our emotional life. We can't lead with purpose if our soul is running on fumes. Self-care is not selfish, it's strategic, because when you're healthy, your leadership is healthy. And when your leadership is healthy, everything you touch gets better. So when you're healthy, you can do what great leaders do best: unlock the potential in others, which leads us to the final principle. Principle number 8 is to unlock others' potential over and over again. Your job as a leader isn't to be the smartest person in the room. It's to unlock the potential of everyone in the room. The best leaders don't hoard knowledge. They develop people. They see potential others don't see. They create opportunities for growth. They coach, they mentor, they challenge their teams to become better versions of themselves. And when you do that, when you invest in developing others, you don't just build a team, you build a legacy. Hopefully all of this has been inspiring for you to rethink how you lead yourself. But here's the thing, ideas are easy to hear, but hard to implement. And that's why I made the resource I mentioned earlier. It has all of these 8 principles and some practical tools per principle that you can apply. Download it now using the link in the description or the QR code that I have on the screen. Listen, leadership matters. Leadership matters because the leader you are at the office is the person you bring home to the dinner table. And who you are at home directly influences how you show up to lead. I want to challenge you to continue your leadership journey by grabbing the resource I mentioned, bringing it to yourself and your team. And if you want accountability and a coach to help navigate this journey with you and your team, you can use the link below to apply to work with me. Regardless of what you choose, please go do something with this information.